Hello guys, you're welcome to Waves Africa YouTube channel where we educate African developers on how to write smart contracts and build the apps that runs on the Waves blockchain. We are starting up a full series on the Waves blockchain, explaining the tools and features on the blockchain that could help you get started with building your own trustless and Web 3.0 applications. But today we are going to be looking at the Waves blockchain, the history, features, and what makes Waves stand out among other blockchains. So let's get started, guys. So on today's edition, we'll be looking at what it Waves, the history of Waves blockchain, Waves development progress, the technological foundation of Waves protocol, approaches that are taken in developing the Waves protocol, and lastly, the distinctive features that makes Waves stand out from other blockchains. First, Waves is a proof of stake permissionless general purpose blockchain platform. The Waves blockchain is based on proof of stake. We have the common proof of work, like you can see here, which involves mining cryptocurrencies. Often requires expensive hardware and specialist knowledge and hours of dedicated work and patience. The Bitcoin and Ethereum, which makes use of the proof of work consensus. But the Waves blockchain is proof of stake. It means that to run a node or be a miner on the Waves blockchain, rather than using energy and electricity to solve hard mathematical questions and puzzles, all you do on the Waves is you stake, meaning the more of Waves coin you stake gives you more chances of mining a block on the Waves blockchain. Also, the Waves blockchain is not just a proof of stake blockchain, it has its own feature which is called the leasing. So, Waves is a leased proof of stake blockchain. The leasing enables others who can't run a node to lease their Waves coin to already existing nodes. And when these nodes mine blocks, they earn rewards from mining blocks, and the rewards are shared to every leaser they have on their nodes. So next, let's look at the history of Waves, how Waves started. Actually, Waves blockchain started in 2016, and it was founded by Alexander Ivanov, and it had its ICO form of fundraising in 2016, and it was one of the most successful ICO projects as at then. Currently, with more than 200 full-time employees, with offices in Moscow, Zug, and Amsterdam, a lot of ambassadors all over the world. This channel is specifically serving the African community, and it has this incubator program, which is the Waves Lab, where developers are supported, businesses that are building on the Waves blockchain have access to grants and funding. Also, the Venture DAO. This it's an autonomous DApp that's on the Waves blockchain, whereby the community can fund projects on the Waves blockchain. Also, it's very important to know that right from the beginning of Waves blockchain, it has positioned itself as a general purpose blockchain without focus on certain specific areas of application. And that's why today on the Waves blockchain, you can build gaming dApps, gambling dApps, marketplace dApps, and ticketing, lottery dApps, all forms of ideas and concepts you tend to implement using the Waves blockchain. Using the Waves blockchain provides the tools and all the features that can make that happen. So next, let's look at the Waves development progress. Ever since it started, a lot has happened on its protocol layer and its application layer and its infrastructure layer. It has been a journey of continuous development. On in April 2016, it kicked off with a testnet, and in June, 2 months later, it launched its mainnet and a web wallet. In 2017, the Waves NG protocol, the frameworks, and the decentralized exchange, adding to also the Waves Explorer. And in 2018, it started supporting smart contracts, data services, the ID integrated development environment for writing smart contracts and dApps. It supported oracles and the Waves Keeper. Also, the mobile wallet was made available in 2018. And in 2019, the Waves blockchain had support for non-fungible tokens. This is very important for developers who intend to build games that make use of the blockchain technology. And also, the monetary policy came in. The community is able to decide the monetary policy of the entire ecosystem. Also, in 2019, it is possible to build your own dApps. You can build it on that runs on the web or mobile apps on the Waves blockchain. Also, this year, 2020, it also has the Wave Signer, which is already available. It enables developers to build the apps that can run on mobile devices without a browser plugin. That's so cool. That is very cool. And this same year, it tends to build the provably secure POS, custom side chains, anonymous transactions, and currently the staking reward as a miner on the Waves blockchain is already above 5% yearly return. Okay, so let's look at the technological foundations of this Waves blockchain. The Waves blockchain, as I said earlier, runs on the LPOS, which means least proof of stake consensus algorithm, and this facilitates security and energy efficiency. You don't need electricity to mine Waves. You can just run your Waves node on a simple VPS droplet and you are good to go. Also, the Waves NG, this enables it. As a decentralized platform, a major issue is always speed and retaining decentralization. But with the Waves NG protocol, which was adopted from the Bitcoin NG and improved, it is able to actualize instant transaction and maintain decentralization. Even as at the point of this tutorial, the Waves is running on 100 plus transaction per second, and that's scalable so far. And team is continually working to see how to improve this speed. Also, the RIDE programming language. RIDE is the official programming language for writing smart contracts on the Waves blockchain. It is used for programmable logic and dApps development. RIDE is simple, is formal verification friendly, and it is designed to avoid fatal errors. Also, I will add that RIDE is statically typed, and developers know what this means in the field of building the apps. So all these foundations are meant to make development so easy. It is to help you um, increase your efficiency and your time of building the apps. It should be easy, and your app should not be built with fatal errors. Next, we'll look at the approaches that are being followed on developing the Waves protocol. Approaches to the development of the Waves protocol. These approaches are very important for every single product and improvement that is done on the Waves protocol. First, the team realized that the blockchain is meant for the people. Okay, so with this initiative, every single tool and product on the Waves blockchain is specifically meant to solve users' problem. That's the core purpose. It should be user friendly, it will solve a problem, and it should be easy to be used for developers. A PHP developer, a JavaScript developer, an iOS developer that uses Swift, or an Android developer that is proficient with Kotlin. There are tools, libraries which should make this work easy for you when you want to integrate blockchain solutions to your apps, web or mobile apps. It should be easy. This is how it is done on Waves blockchain. Also, there is a strong focus on practical applicability. There's no point using tools and solutions that are not needed. Products are for the people. We should only build what people want. Every single tool, the desk, the Wave Keeper. Okay, look at the case of the Wave Keeper and the Wave Signer. Like you saw on the roadmap in 2000 and okay, let's go back a bit and see. you can see here that in 2018 the Waves Keeper was built, and in 2020 there is a big issue with DApp development because these dApps are only running on desktop browsers, because the browsers needs a plugin that the DApp users can use to interact with this DApp, and this is a very big issue for DApp and blockchain adoption, because up to 52% of users are running on mobile, and the figures are quite worth looking at. So the team have to develop the Wave Signer in 2020, and this Wave Signer enables their developers to build the apps that runs on the mobile apps. So there is a focus on practical applicability. The apps, solutions, tools should be able to solve a problem, and also a decentralized solution should be open. Everyone should see the code behind the scene. Nothing should be happening in darkness. And that is one thing that the Waves team pays serious attention to. The entire files and the source code of the Waves blockchain they are all hosted on GitHub. Just go to github.com/Waves platform and you see every single product and tool there, and their source code are all open sourced. Again, as regard openness, Waves has a feature called the Waves Enhancement Proposals. Remember that the Waves node owners and miners are the ones that control the network. There is no special team or any central power that determines what happens on the blockchain. So with the Waves Enhancement Proposals, a node owner or a community member are able to suggest modifications. They are able to suggest, we would like to see this stuff, we would like you to increase the cost of creating token from 1 Waves to 10 Waves, we would like you to increase the transaction fee for sending payment from 0.001 Waves to 0.1 Waves. Okay, now the community and the miners are able to propose changes that they want to see. But remember, on the Waves blockchain, before any feature is activated on the mainnet, it has to receive 80% support of the miners. So with the Waves Enhancement Proposals, anyone, community members are able to suggest, and once these proposals are being looked into, if it's okay with the community, miners can vote it in or vote it out. That determines the final result, if it will ever be implemented on the blockchain. All right, so these are the approaches for development on the Waves blockchain. So also, if you intend to build as a DApp developer or business owner and you intend to build on Waves, you should also keep this in mind, that your solution, your product, and your project should be for the people. It should focus on practical applicability, and it should be open. It should be well understood. Okay? Now, several times we meet our fellow blockchain community members. There is a constant question we receive from people always, which is, why did you guys choose to build on Waves? What is special about Waves? How is Waves better than other smart contract blockchains? Anyway, we might not be able to cover the entire reasons why you should start building on Waves today, but here are 9 few features we'll look at quickly, and this one some of the features that makes Wave stand out among other blockchains. Now, if you already have experience with other blockchains, you may be wondering how Waves differs from conditional Ethereum, for example, and why it is different from Waves. The first thing, Wave works with tokens, with assets of its own. You can create your own token, your own cryptocurrency on the Waves blockchain. There are about 16 transaction types, and with this, you are able to implement different logic, different business ideas with the 16 types of transactions that are currently on Waves. Community-driven monetary policy. The community determines and controls the monetary policy of the entire ecosystem. Fair POS, sponsorship, we'll talk about that in our upcoming videos also. The Waves engine, like we said earlier, enables it to have high speed and instant transaction, which is 100 plus transactions per second, and yet still retains decentralization. Waves has a decentralized exchange, RAID and smart contract, and also the leasing feature, especially for community members who intend to run a node and can't afford it, or for whatever purpose they can't maintain a node. With the leasing feature, they are able to participate on mining a node and they receive a reward too, even without owning a node. Okay, so let's look at these features quickly. First, like I said in the previous slide, that on Waves blockchain, it's able to work with assets. This is a very, very big difference between Waves and Ethereum. Although there is disadvantage and also disadvantage, but the advantages are more on the high side. First, unlike on Ethereum where tokens are deployed as smart contracts, no, on Waves blockchain, they are different entities. These tokens, they are not smart contracts like you have. They are native. They are native, and they have their own concept. They are just a full entity on their own self. Now, tokens on the Waves blockchain can be created, which you can do on the Waves desk. You can do that on the Waves desk web or desktop app. It can be created. These same tokens can be traded. They can be bond. They can be transferred, and they can be reissued. Okay. Also, there are different kinds of transaction. The tokenization there is talking about a category of transactions on the Waves blockchain: the issue transaction, reissue, set asset script. On usage, you have you can bond is a kind of transaction, transfer, exchange transaction, which has to do with buying and selling on the Waves desk, alias transaction, mass transfer, data transaction, set script, invoke script. Also, we have the lease transaction, lease cancel, and set sponsorship. All right. Currently, there are 16 transactions on the Waves blockchain. Also, the Fair POS. Unlike on Ethereum, blockchain, Bitcoin, where blocks are mined every 10 minutes, not like that on Waves. On Waves, blocks are generated or they are mined on average of every minute. Okay, and they are, because Waves is a proof of stake blockchain. There are some features, some criteria that determine how blocks are mined, because anyone that intends to run a node would like to know how much can I earn from running a node on Waves. With these features and some mathematical calculations which are open, you'll be able to calculate how many Waves you can earn in a month. Now, remember, Waves are mined, blocks are mined on the average of every minute, which means 144,000 blocks are mined per day. Now, if you want to calculate your predict your return on running a node, you have these three factors determines. First is the generating balance of the node. That is your node. If you're a node owner, the balance on your node and also the Waves that were leased to your node, the both are regarded as a generating balance. And it's important to know that when Waves is leased, you as a community member, when you lease your Waves to a node, you are still in total control of your money. You don't move those Waves to the miner's account. No, it still stays in your account. The only difference is when you lease out your Waves, you are not able to spend it, you can't trade it, you can't transfer it. All right. Also, another feature that determines on the Fair POS is the current time and some randomness and the generating balance of the network. Talking about leasing, you can lease from any wallet, your desktop, your web, or your mobile app. You can lease your Waves from there and you can unlease anytime you want. Okay? And every fund you lease from your wallet or your account is still under your control. The miners do not have access to your funds. And like I said again, you can unlease anytime, whenever you want. All right. So this guy is a very important feature. That's the sponsorship. There are different reasons why one would want to sponsor their token. For instance, it helps you if you have a project or an idea and the target audience you have are not so familiar with blockchain, and you want to make it easy for them. So with sponsorship feature, you are able to make your token a sponsored asset. What does this mean? This means that anyone can pay transaction fee with your token. So someone can do a transaction with your token. They don't need to have Waves on their wallet. All right. But what happens? Remember, the miners receive waves for mining a block. That's the reward they get for mining blocks, which is gotten from the network fee people pay when they do any transaction on Waves blockchain. So with the sponsorship feature, the account issuer who created the token can enable sponsorship feature for your token. Now, when people use your token for as a transaction fee, miners cannot receive that token. All they want is waves. So the waves is deducted from your account who issued the token, and your users are able to pay with this your own token, and the token is returned back to your own account. And it's important to know that you can also deactivate this feature whenever you want. All right. So these are a few of the features that would make one, lots more features that would make one decide on using Waves to build. All right. Now, like I said, there will be a lot of videos coming up. We'll be having 6 videos every month, which will be explaining the tools, the features, and everything on Waves blockchain that will help you get started with building. And we are so interested in helping you to build on Waves blockchain. Now, we have a huge community. The Waves community is very huge. Communities on multiple platforms: Telegram, Facebook, Slack, and on Twitter too. Regional communities. If you're an African developer, there's an African community where we can support you with help, all forms of assistance you want. All is free. Don't bother about that. Just ask the right questions and you will get the right answers. Also, there's consistent development on APIs, libraries, developer tools, and documentation. These are very important for any smart contract platform, because as we explore more libraries, it makes the platform huge enough for different categories of developers to come in. If you code in PHP, you code in JavaScript, Python, Rust, you are free to come in, because these libraries are supported on the Waves blockchain. Thank you guys for staying with us. If you want the PDF edition of this video, just check behind the description of the video and you can download it free of charge. And we hope to see you in our upcoming videos.